Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Discovering the Power of Microtech Router OS, powered by Industrial PowerRouter products. My name is Dennis Burgess. I'm a Microtech certified trainer and Duke consultant. I have been a presenter at the most recent Chicago MUM, as well as the Chicago ISP Con, as well as several other MUMs. I also am Cisco and Microsoft certified. I have also owned and operated my own WISP since 2000 and have built countless Microtech-based networks all over the world. Today we're going to talk about a number of different topics. What makes up a PC-based Router OS router? The common issues with those, reasons that we created the PowerRouter series, the system reliability and router performance, where you can use PowerRouters, as well as covering the price features of the PowerRouter series. So first off, what makes up an x86 Router OS system? Well, of course, we have a processor. We have some place to store our Router OS operating system. Of course, RAM, system board, as well as a case or chassis, and some type of power supply. Typically, you see multiple network interfaces. However, that's not always necessarily the case. All of these are the same components that you're probably using right now to watch this presentation. Now, are PCs the best choice for Router OS? Something like this box here. Is this the best thing for maybe a multi-million-dollar network? Maybe not. What about these types of power supplies? Well, you have to think about that. We're paying $15 for that power supply. Is that really the best choice for a router? So, what are the most common components that fail in a PC? Well, pretty much in order. Power supplies, hard disks, and fans. Couldn't tell you how many power supplies I've swapped out in my IT career, as well as hard drives. A lot of people will take the lower end systems that they are not using for Windows, things like that, and use them for Router OS. These systems have already reached their end of life. Systems that have thousands of hours already on them, and most of them are simply not designed to handle the high performance, high-end routing applications that most people are looking for. We also find a lot of people will misinterpret hardware failures for Router OS failures. You need to make sure you know the difference, and this happens quite a bit, a lot more than you think. Now, we created the PowerRouter series for a number of reasons. First, high reliability. It must compete with the existing router products that you know and have used. It must compete with future products. So we designed the system with an MTBF of over 110,000 hours for the entire system. Do the math on that. High performance is another reason. Deliver the maximum performance for the dollar spent. Gigabit Ethernets, of course, and dual-core processing for high-demand routing applications. We also wanted to make sure it was rack-mountable. But a little bonus feature we got is we made sure that it was only 12 inches deep. Lots of WISPs don't have full-size racks at their towers. They have a little wall rack. Those are not very deep, usually 14 to 16 inches. Our 12-inch deep unit will fit in those without any problem. Not to mention they're only 1U in size. Now, we also added 7 Ethernet ports, all front-mounted for easy access. Each one is auto-sensing, so you don't need a crossover cable. And all the ports are Intel Pro 1000 NICs, 10, 100, 1000 meg network cards. High capacity and high power network cards. Excellent cards. We also have front USB ports for external storage, as well as USB air cards and other cards as well. We have upgradability. There's already 7 Ethernets, but we can add 4 more in the back of the system. We can add fiber modules in the back, 2 gigabit fiber ports in the back, SPFs. We can add wireless cards, and even add a hard drive for caching systems. The best thing is that the PowerRouter series is a complete system. It's ready to go out of the box. Router OS is loaded and running. It's licensed, so you don't have to purchase a license. It's already ready to go. You just literally stick it in the rack and start configuring. On our system reliability, we talked about MTBF. What this is the electrical mean time between failures. Now, this is based on electrical design of the components and shows the design failure rate. Ours is over 110,000 hours. Now, we have 2 main components in these. Of course, our custom system board, which is rated for 140,000 hours, and our 1U power supply, industrial rated as well, for over 110,000 hours. Do the math on those hours. Tell me how long it is. I bet you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, what about performance? You want that performance. So, we added a dual-core Intel Pentium 4 processor. This is a dual-core 3 gigahertz processor. So we're not looking at a Celeron or a little bitty processor. We're actually talking about a real big, bulky processor. Lots of power. We've tested with PPOE server up to 2600 PPOE sessions plus on one single PowerRouter 732. Connection traffic? Not a problem. 993 meg across 10 power routers in one network that we deployed. Literally 993 meg across 10 power routers. That all routing, all doing some traffic shaping, all have a couple queues in it, a couple rules, but the end result was 993 meg. That's phenomenal. Traffic and lots of connections. So let's say we add tons of connections, hundreds upon thousands of clients. Of course, this depends on the type of traffic, but easily 1 gig plus speeds on these. Hotspots, we have seen systems with 1,400 active hotspot users simultaneously without any problem. These are systems that are out in the field, are actually working. So where can you use power routers? Well, first off, in the enterprise. Most people don't use Microtech because they come in these little clunky boxes. They don't look like a big, nice, fat router, a nice, big piece of equipment. Well, that's where our power routers excel. VPN concentrators. You can do IPsec tunnels. You can integrate your PPTP or your VPN concentrator with Active Directory. Of course, it's rack mountable, that professional design that people want to put in their rack, and the industrial reliability that you need. What about the WISP and ISP? Well, of course, core routing functions. We have WISPs that place a power router at every tower that they have to do all their routing and all their PPOE sessions. NOC facilities as well, BGP peering points, and doing web caching at edge points. So what options do we have for the PowerRouter 732? Well, 7 gig interface is what it comes with. It comes with that dual-core 3 GHz Intel Pentium processor. 1 gig of RAM is standard, and a level 4 Microtech Router OS license is installed and ready to go. Now we can add a SATA hard drive, both 80 or 250 gig for your web caching. We have a PCI slot for your fiber card or more giggy Ethernets if you wish. And all of that, including that compact flash card that is industrial solid-state device loaded with your OS and licensed, ready to go, is only for an MSRP of $13,999. So where can you buy power routers? Well, visit http://www.microtechrouter.com for all of our locations to purchase. We have distributors in the USA and Europe. So if you have any other questions, feel free to go ahead and contact Link Technologies as well as microtechrouter.com. We'll be more than glad to help you out with any purchasing decisions. Thank you very much for your time.